In the Jewish world, leprosy is not just a disease, it is also a symbol of isolation. But when you have leprosy, you're not supposed to be part of the community because you are unclean. And so if you mingle with other people in the community, you might just make them unclean as well. So it's better you put yourself outside the village, or people will put you outside the village, because that is where you belong. In our communities today, in our society today, we do have people that are considered as lepers, people that the community has pushed outside the community, people that are considered as unclean. Those of us that are on the other end, those of us that think are better than them, are we open enough to receive them so that they are reintegrated in our life, in our community, in our society, in our families? Or do we still want to kick them out as lepers, as profane people, as bad people, as dirty people, people that don't deserve to be part of any community? I think Jesus is giving us a challenge today to change our attitude, especially towards those that have been condemned as public sinners, those whose sin is written everywhere. The fact that their sin is written everywhere does not mean that our own sin is a better sin if there is a better sin, or that we are better than them since our own sin is not known by anyone. Far from it. They could be condemned by society, but we are just as bad ourselves. So it is important for us to have an open community, an open society, where everybody, regardless of how weak they are, can feel welcomed and feel forgiven. Sometimes people fail to come even to church because they feel more judged at church than anywhere else. Because they would rather go to a bar where everybody, no one talks about the sin that they commit. No one says, you want to pshamkazi, you want to, and they feel nice because they feel they're at home. When they come to church, everybody is looking at them with an eye that tells them, this one also, how can you do something like that? So they feel the church becomes, or the Christian community becomes, a place of judgment and not a place of forgiveness. Lepers could not mingle with other people in the community because they were constantly judged. Others in the community could point fingers at them and say, you have sinned, therefore God is punishing you. God has given you this leprosy because you are a sinner. And we have this attitude even in our own times, even within our own families. We are talking of the church, even within our own families, where we come from. We do have these judgmental attitudes. You are a bad boy. You are a bad girl. Why can't you be like your brothers? Why can't you be like your sisters? You're always doing this, you're always doing that. We are always talking about the wrong things that they are doing. And so they feel safer being out there than being part of the community and being part of the family. Jesus is challenging us today to have this open attitude where when people approach us, when people are in our presence, they feel safer, regardless of how sinful they are. They feel safer, they feel more welcomed, they feel, yes, this is where I belong, because we are open to them. We are all sinners. The only difference is some people's sins are written everywhere. Then other people's sins are not written anywhere. But doesn't make anybody better. We are all just as bad as everybody else. Therefore, let us have an open society where people can feel, yes, this is where they belong, regardless of the cracks that they have in their lives.